Studio.Noju has updated a two-story Madrid apartment within the Torres Blancas high-rise with a renovation apartment implies a dialogue with the original ideas of its architect Francisco Javier Sainz de Oiza. At the time, apartments that were sold as villas in the sky. Before renovation, they were taken out of their context. Even apartments have little remained of the original terraces that initially were the heart of the house. Hence, the proposal that Studio.Noju has made moves away from the more nostalgic vision of the preservation of the Oíza's project. The renovation speaks of the building's past with references to original formal gestures, such as the interior of the house that recovers its sinuous curves that had been erased, but at the same time adapting its new formal language to the contemporary needs of its inhabitants. Madrid's villas in the sky, that is very abstract of the White Towers. I am background and founder of Atelier Beat, and I am going to talk about my personal thoughts about White Towers. A key part of the project involved expanding the apartment's exterior area on the first floor from 15 to almost 80 square meters to create the amount of outdoor space that existed before multiple past renovations of the tower. This expansion added terraces that are characterized by curved floor-to-ceiling glazing and slatted crimson shutters. These open onto gleaming green ceramic tiles that take cues from 1960s interiors and form built-in benches, fountains, and planters that follow the terrace's meandering contours. When looking at the plans for this Torres Blancas apartment, one would assume the extensive use of a spirograph as the programmatic flow of the space spirals from one room into the next with uninterrupted ease. The cylindrical concrete exterior has been brought inside with the edge immediately taken off through the material and color palette change, alleviating the coarse forms of the brutalist building with what can only be described as a modern Madrid color palette. With featured sinuous lines and organic shapes, White Towers contains key pieces of Art Nouveau. This movement considered art to be a conceptual whole, like we can see in White Towers searching for harmony in every element of a structure, from its walls and windows to its door handles, furniture, and decorative flourishes. However, in interior spaces with featured subtle curves and flowing lines completed with needlessly ornamental furniture pieces and surface decorations. Furniture was centered within spatial patterns, crafted with bold curved forms, and adorned with a high level of detail, where motifs were prevalent. Every other element of the rooms was designed to complement and focus on the main furniture. These and other features of the White Towers indicate that the structure was designed in the Art Nouveau style. Torres Blancas is a 71-meter-high exposed concrete tower with slatted crimson shutters, featuring cylindrical shapes that create bulbous balconies on its facade and curved rooms inside. Here the architect has highlighted the masses, created voids, and the courtyard seems like they've been carved out of a large mass. Then, Studio.Noju crowning them with colorful tiles and vegetation, just like the little niches in Porta di Santo Spirito. The masses in White Towers, which look like they're carved into the concrete, have got a more independent feel to them. The way the surfaces alternate between being concave and convex creates a sense of order and harmony. There's enough space between the different shapes. So, as you move your eyes from one form to the next, you see both in the right perspective. To enhance the vibrancy and character of the building's exterior, rough textured wood was chosen for the molding boards. This adds another detail to the Art Nouveau building. Brutalism in the exterior, with its exposed concrete surfaces, unapologetic massing, and structural clarity, chosen the preferred medium through which architecture could assert its autonomy. Its material and formal choices offered a counterpoint to the instrumental aesthetics of engineering buildings, signaling a commitment to design as a mode of critical engagement. This building expressed seriousness, clarity, and embodying architectures split from engineering in curriculum and space. Hence, the building here seems to be standing tall. Observe it from any point in the vicinity, and you will see that this building raises its head and overlooks the city. Also, this building gives clearly soft and heavy vibes due to its nearly flawless exposed concrete exterior and elliptical shapes. Firstly, visitors enter the apartment at a semicircular foyer featuring Segovia black slate and wine red paneling, the same materials used in the building's communal areas. White geometric treads create a floating staircase with an original polished brass banister that leads to the first floor. Upstairs, a sequence of bedrooms is characterized by oak ceilings that contrast with the bright white ceilings on the ground floor. Adjacent to the main bedroom, the first floor terrace includes a large green tile-clad outdoor bathtub cloaked in a sheer curtain, which is flanked by plants that were positioned to absorb the water produced by bathing. Each bathroom is playfully color-coded with individual mosaics of bright tiles, complete with sconce lights, mirrors, and cabinetry that follow the rounded shapes found throughout the apartment. These tiles become a theme throughout the space as we see the modern Madrid color scheme develop in the bathrooms, with chocolate brown, terracotta, and sage tiling making up the whole of each space. The base canvas of soft timbers and crisp modernist whites is challenged by the turmeric yellow, brought on by the existing glass bricks that have been there since 1969 when the building was completed. The powder room becomes completely awash with honey tones as the sun shines through the bricks, further saturated by the use of tiny turmeric tiles. In the kitchen, the ephemeral light emitted from these bricks bounces off the curvature of the stainless steel kitchen walls and bench. This juxtaposition of the old and the new, the modern and the mid-century, is evident throughout the apartment and makes for a satisfying push and pull of the formal and informal, or the organic and the systematic. Metal accents in Japanese interiors often contribute to this concept of karakuchi, mixture, adding visual interest and depth. Steel is chosen for their ability to create contrast against prevailing warmer materials. Steel and concrete, often associated with modern architecture, are utilized for their structural strength and minimalist aesthetics, contributing to the clean and functional design elements found in many contemporary Japanese spaces. They are chosen not just for their aesthetic appeal, but also for their resilience and ability to age gracefully, often developing a natural patina over time, contribute to the overall narrative of a space, telling a story of time and history. Moreover, when you move through the rooms and you meet the terrace, and at this point there is kind of a dissolution, if you like, of interior and exterior. The doors slide away into cavities, and there is a flush threshold between inside floor and outside floor, and it almost feels like inside and outside dissolves. However, the open plan floors is interrupted by snaking white structural walls, such as a partition in the living room that features repetitive circular openings. Thus, the apartment being designed as an interconnected series of spaces with a continuous detailing and palliative materials, it really brings calm energy. However, for creating a continuity, Studio.Noju used material a lot to achieve that. Wherever you stand on this project, you generally get a sense of most of the materials that they have used: concrete, tile, and timber. Also, most of the time with color and materials, Studio.Noju succeeds to delineate or separate zones. Considering all its features, the biggest feature that attracted me to this project was the taste of the apple lies in the contact of the fruit with the palate, not in the fruit itself, Jorge Luis Borges once said. The taste is not something inherent in itself. Its experience is the result of an encounter. Similarly, emotions are not contained within architecture, but are only felt through the encounter of the body with the space when it becomes a place. White Towers has a variety of spaces that you can experience both indoors and outdoors thanks to the materials and color palette used. While each one has its own unique flavor and texture, they all contribute to a harmonious living environment for all.